ability to get into the lane at will. He just hasn't done it. That's disturbing. That's all I can say.
It is disturbing. Zach, who you got?
Waiters is a good choice. Rudy Gay's interesting. I mean, he's been on a few good teams in his career.
Memphis, yeah.
Yeah, tail into Memphis. You know, they just had to make a change, you know. Man, I'll probably go the Waiters too. You know,
okay.
He's really disappointing. I mean, he was overdrafted where he was, yes, but you know, the guy has a ton of talent. He hasn't put it together yet, and you know, there's still a learning curve for him. It seems like every season, you know, you don't know what you're going to get from him night to night, and there's just inconsistencies. And you see him out there begging for the ball and not getting the ball past to him. I mean, there's a reason why you're not getting the ball past you, bud.
It's not going back either. Paul, who you got?
I mean, I have a couple. I know you asked for one in particular, but I'm just going to throw a couple out, and they're all from the same draft, believe it or not. Anthony Bennett is a big one for me. You know, guy had plenty of talent, couldn't show up in shape. Had a couple injuries, hasn't worked. I don't think he's worked hard enough. Shown flashes. Bennett was the number one pick in the draft, and by all accounts, everyone felt like he should have been. At that point in time,
I don't think anybody was thinking that he was number one pick in that draft.
Who would have been?
He was crushing at UNLV. I mean,
he balled out at UNLV.
If I recall correctly, every mock draft that I saw before that draft had him in the 8 or 9 range.
No,
I mean, the consensus number one pick was Nerlens Noel, even with the knee injury.
I can see where you're coming with that. After Nerlens Noel, Anthony Bennett, he had such a good year at UNLV that people really. I mean, they thought he was going to be better. So in the same draft, though, Cody Zeller gone, had a good year, had a good college career, hasn't done anything in the pros. And another one, and this is my main one, Ben McLemore. I mean, showed such promise at Kansas, drafted high for the Kings. Again, we're talking about another Kings player here, but he has done absolutely nothing. I mean, last year had a couple good games, but Ben McLemore has been awful. You know, so these are guys that have talent. I mean, they were drafted where they were because they have talent, and they just haven't done anything with it.
Right. Can I throw out one more?
Sure.
Jeremy Lamb.
Absolutely.
Paul talked about him extensively.
Yeah.
He has the look of a Ferrari, engine of a Volkswagen.
That's it, man.
Seriously. I mean, this guy is made to be a two-guard, right? You know, whatever God was doing, creating Jeremy Lamb, he should be a NBA superstar shooting guard.
Yeah, you and I have talked about
athleticism, talent, and done nothing.
Well, yeah, you and I compared him to the ability of T-Mac, which that's high praise.
Very.
And he has that ability. He just doesn't have that hunger that T-Mac had. As soon as T-Mac left Toronto, it was apparent. He was tired of being Vince's bag boy, so he decided to come out and show it. And Jeremy Lamb has that type of ability. Now, even athleticism, he's a pretty athletic guy. He just doesn't do it.
Yeah, his motor might be the worst. Before this season, I thought his motor was the worst in the entire NBA. And that's bad. That means his motor is so low, he can't even get it started. Seriously, a scooter will pass him by. That's how terrible his motor was. Hopefully, he gets his together in Charlotte.
Yeah, and I'm looking back at the 2012 draft real quick. Another guy, Thomas Robinson. I mean, another guy taken really high in the draft.
I like him. I got to cut you off. I don't think the talent was ever really extensive for him, though. It's his thing has always been his motor, and his motor is not a problem to me. I know I'm backing him because I do like the way he plays, but I mean I slightly disagree because I don't think the talent was there like these other guys. I mean, what do you think, Zach?
I mean, there was talent there, though. I mean, there's a reason that you're the 5th pick in the NBA draft, and that's not just because of your motor. If you're picking a guy just because of his motor, a guy that we were talking about when we were talking about the Magic, Dwayne Dedmon would be the number 1 pick in every draft.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I felt like Thomas Robinson, a lot of what he did at Kansas was yeoman work. I mean, he got the ball in the post, and he still has a decent jump shot. And, the thing is, he hasn't really gotten an opportunity in the NBA. He is undersized. I don't know. I slightly disagree with you on the talent there, but I see where you're coming from based on where he was drafted. I agree with that, but I just don't know that he's as talented as some of these other guys we've named.
Yeah, I think that situation is something that we also have to take into consideration with some of these guys.
True.
Definitely something we can take into effect going forward. But I know we want to continue going, but we got to get things closed out. So, Zach, before you head out of here, what you got going on at SB Nation for you guys at OPP?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of fun stuff going on. I've added a couple of more writers this week. And, just in general, I was talking about the It's On Us stuff earlier. It's a big week for SB Nation. And we're going to be doing some fun stuff. We might start doing some collaboration stuff with you guys. Who knows? We actually, me and Philip Ross-Marike of Orlando Magic Daily just started our podcast talking about the Magic. You can catch that on Thursday nights on Google Plus before the TNT slate of games. And, you can find me on Twitter at Zach Oliver NBA. I'm usually talking about basketball. If not, I'm probably talking about golf.
Okay.
Zach will be back with us on next Tuesday. Zach, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Of course, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Mark, what you got going on this week, and how is everybody getting a hold of you?
Yeah, shoot. The Dwayne Bacon piece is coming out. People were like, where's my bacon? But anyway, hit me up at Breakdown Sport on Twitter, or, if you want to have some fun, hit me up at Breakdown Sport on Instagram.
From now on,
you caught us off guard with that one, Mark.
All I'm saying is that from now on, if I make any type of Jeremy Lamb reference, Paul, you cannot say anything else.
No, that was rough.
Where's the bacon? If I make any Jeremy Lamb, Lynn, and Lamb jokes, I don't want to have to hear it any longer. Paul, what you got coming up this week?
I just dropped one today. I'm still comparing the top NBA players of today against legends of before. I dropped one on Russell Westbrook. You'll see another one on Blake Griffin here shortly. And I'll probably have another one or two. I still got LeBron, Curry, and Durant that I'm going to be comparing. So be on the lookout for those.
And for myself, the power rankings will be out tomorrow. Still working on them, trying to get the power rankings out. So I'll have all the rankings effective tonight's games included in there, as well as we want to thank all the sponsors of the show. SOFOELLC, the main title sponsor of the show, they had their brand new website up and going, www.sofoellc.com. That's SOFOELLC.com. Check those guys out. Beautiful looking website. Also, our good friend at Action Parks in Orlando, Water Sports Park, over by 529 the airport. Very good place to go do your water skiing. Jim Fouquet Realty, if you guys looking for a house in Orlando, please check out our good friend Jim Fouquet. Late Night Parents, their website, especially their show and their blog and their website. Check them out. Our good friends at Yippee-Ki-Yay Blues, you heard some of their artists tonight, Rafael Chirillo. You're going to start hearing more of their artists every single week on the show as well, too. And did I forget anybody? I think I almost got everybody. Chris has let me know that we got a few seconds left in the year. Also want to thank our friends at Hoop Culture. That's who I forgot about. Hoop Culture, I was just there on Saturday for their brand new store opening at the Fashion Square Mall. So big shout outs to Mike Brown, Brandon Harris, and those crew out there. So check us out next Tuesday night for NBA Full Court Press Radio, sponsored by SOFOELLC here on the new 96.9 The Game. See you guys on Tuesday.